Welcome. Welcome to the Lamonts G CKs live show, the number 3 podcast. Welcome to the 2026 Spring Break edition. Now, I'm sorry if you felt you were finna watch a podcast live on the beach, Panama City, Orange Beach, Gulfport. No, not this year. But I do want to say my timeline has been flooded within an hour on what's going on in Daytona, Panama City, uh, some waterfront on the DC area. And that's why I felt, you know what, this is just tearing my timeline up. Let me speak on this. So just to give you a little bit of context, a two part little bit of context. So growing up as a kid in Easterboga, Alabama, Bynum, Alabama, you know what spring break was for us? And I'm talking about the black kids. We cleaned up. We had a true spring cleaning of the house, of the area, of the property. All of us, if you were halfway clean and decent, you clean up everything. You helped your mom out, getting prepared for the spring and the summertime, etc. Kind of cleaning up the cold of the wintertime. My white buddies, you know where they were? You had a handful who always annually went to the beach, Panama City, the Redneck Riviera. But the overwhelming majority, they was at the river. I didn't know what that meant. Yeah, man, we go into the river for a week. They would have campers and these campsites, and they would go to the river and fish and swim and do all that type of thing. I was oblivious to the river. I was oblivious to the beach. We didn't do that at all. First time I seen the beach, and I mean literally seen the beach, couldn't tell you. Probably, I was in my 20s, probably. If I had before then, it was by accident, and hell, I didn't remember it. So, as I got older, late teens, early 20s, you know what spring break was for me? I once in my life went to what they call the Atlanta Underground, better known as Freaknik. Boy, God takes care of babies and dummies. Sure does. Had no business there. But, kind of wanted to experience a few things. And experiencing that taught me in life, there's a lot of places, Lamont, you don't need to be. I don't care how much of curiosity you got, you don't need to be there. Fast forward to 2026. In the past 15, 20, 30 minutes, I've seen these terrible videos coming out of Daytona and some waterfront in DC, some Navy shipyard or something. You, you ever seen hoarders and they go in the house and they open up a drawer and freaking roaches come everywhere, or you go out and kick a ant mound over and it's just millions and millions of ants. This one in Daytona, I want to say, I swear to God, that's what I thought I was looking at. I thought it was white sands or just sand, and just a whole bunch of things just moving, moving, moving. Millions of. I was like, what the heck am I watching? No, it was a shooting, Daytona Beach, at this part of the beach, and well, I ain't gonna say millions, but hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of kids just running everywhere. And it got me to thinking as I'm watching this video, Thank God none of my kids that I know of went through this. You can be there randomly on the beach, having a good time, and get shot and killed. And it's spring break. You're supposed to be having fun, but you're running for your life. Just over a year ago, matter of fact, a year ago, almost to the date, we were in Panama City on spring break. We went downtown Panama City, went to the movie theater, and went out to eat, oblivious to what's going on outside. My wife, she gets 5 texts. Are y'all safe? Are y'all safe? Y'all safe? And like, her friends back home, Troy, Montgomery, Birmingham, Talladega, texting, are y'all safe? Are y'all safe? And we watching the movie and she's like, Mom, I keep getting these texts asking we safe. Well, apparently, it was front page news that major shooting had happened in Panama City. YNs. Y'all know what YNs are. Youngins. And we leave out. We see police, doing what police do. But never did we think in a million years, hey, it was a shooting right outside of this building where we were. Major shooting. And it turned out to be, they did an investigation, it turned out to be some gangbangers from Dothan, Alabama, and maybe Moss Point, Mississippi, somewhere around in there. And this is my point to this whole thing. 2026 spring break. If you don't know where your kids are, you better find out. This is not 1989, 1988, and 1990 spring breaks. It's not. Different day, different time. And if you happen to be 18, 19, and 20-year-old watching this, take care of yourself. Be mindful of where you are in your surroundings. You just may be out for a good, innocent day in the sun. If there's a lot of YNs around, it might turn deadly. The reason I said thank God my kids were never into that was, but hell, my kids went to the beach. Like I said, my current wife, she goes to the beach 6 to 8 times a year. So half them times if she went, they went. My youngest daughter's probably been more to the beach than I have to other states, and I've been all over this country. She says 16. It's not a big deal to them that when they get 18 and 19, they get to be, well, my youngest daughter, when she get to be a senior in high school, and with my 2 older kids, when they got to be seniors in high school, that they just had to go this place. That they done been there, they done that. It was nothing new to them. And I'm assuming for most of these kids, it's probably new, or they just want to be in the ruckus. I don't know. I can't answer that question, but I do know it's dangerous. A lot of doomsdayers will say, "Oh, you can go to the grocery store, you can go to church and get shot." Yeah, that's true. But you got to look at the numbers, look at the statistics. You know, I know I'm more willing to get robbed or get into some type of confrontation around a whole bunch of idiots like Pensacola, like Daytona, like Panama City, than I am going down to New Hope Semi Church. And listen, I'm not trying to spoil anybody's spring break. Enjoy yourself. Have a good time. We all need a break. We need to get away from reality, everyday reality, and just go have something good to eat, enjoy the sun, enjoy the water, enjoy the beach, if that's what you like. I'm more prone to enjoying the mountains, the fresh air, the trees, the animals. That's my thing. But to each his own. But we all need that break. So enjoy yourself. Be safe. Protect your family, protect yourself. Listen, in order to get away from this, all this bad news, when it comes to young folks in spring break, I'm probably going to have to turn my Twitter off. at least for the rest of the day, because it's coming in not just from Daytona, not just from Washington D.C., but from other places, and that's why I didn't mind that. Even though I don't frequent Orange Beach at all, I've probably been to Orange Beach 3 to 4 times in my entire life. But they implemented new laws, about drinking in public, drinking, what time you can stop drinking on the beach, etc. Because they don't want these problems. I want y'all to think about something. I'm 53 years old, finna be 54. And guys and gals my age who did as kids and their families went to the beach in Panama City, they consider it the redneck Riviera. This is the poor man's Riviera. They never, ever, ever came back with stories like this. Never. And here it was over a year ago, my family and I, we were enjoying a meal and a movie in the same place, Panama City, Florida. And it's major shooting right outside the door where we were. It's crazy. So, if I'm not mistaken, Panama City done implemented new laws where they want the money coming in. They want this to be a destination for fun and family. They don't want the shootings and the ruckus, and I don't blame them, man. That's why my family and I, we enjoy um, Gulfport and Bay St. Louis over any other beaches, Miami, Daytona, Tampa, etc. We enjoy Bay St. Louis and Gulfport because even though the water is not as blue, I don't care. It's still the ocean. It's still the Gulf, right off the Atlantic. It's still good fishing. It's still good fun without all the ruckus. And thank God in Gulfport you don't have corporations building buildings and hotels and lodging and eateries right off the beach. No, that's city property, and you're gonna respect city property. That's why I love Gulfport. If I ever leave this area and move more towards the water, it'll be Gulfport, Mississippi. It'll be Bay St. Louis. It'll be Waveland. It won't be Tampa. It won't be Orlando. It won't be Miami. And it damn sure won't be Daytona. Nothing against these cities, but until you guys respect family, because I listen, it's fun. It's kids out of school, but a lot of families goes to these destinations. Not just YNs running around shooting up folks. No, it's a lot of families, and we have to respect family. And when you go to Gulfport, like I said, everything's city property, so you're gonna respect that city, and you're gonna respect the families who want to enjoy that beautiful scenery. Period. And listen, y'all, you guys stay safe. Anybody consuming this, I want you to stay safe. I want you to be safe. I want you to enjoy life. We're not here for for a long period of time, so enjoy it. I pick with my wife that this time every year, here we're in Panama City or Gulfport. Things happen, and we may enjoy it a little bit later on in the springtime or early summer before it gets a little bit too hot. But as of right now, we got a few things going on, but we enjoy them. I have my daughters out, my grandkids are out of school. They're safe and they're enjoying life. You don't have to be around a whole bunch of idiots shooting up stuff to enjoy life. That's not the type of excitement that you necessarily need. But listen, I just want to have a conversation about this. It's been killing my timeline, and I was like, I gotta speak on this. And I hope I didn't fool anybody calling it Spring Break 2026 because I'm not at anybody's beach. I'm up on a mountain in northeast Alabama enjoying an off day. Um, Beautiful off day, by the way. Just want to have this conversation. You guys stay blessed. I love you and I appreciate you. And before I get up out of here, let me just say this. Right before this started hitting my timeline about the spring break debacles, something interesting came up as well. And a lot of people are going to turn their nose up at this, and so be it. Don't care. But when you have situations like this, more likely it's from individuals that are fatherless. And I don't care about, well, his uncle come and talk to him, and his cousin come and talk to him, and the pastor talk to him. Where's the father? Where's the father? We had a panel over the weekend talking about 3 or 4 subjects about churches. Can't remember the rest of that crap we talked about. But in all of these videos, all of this material that we were consuming and reacting to, there was no men. There was two mega churches. And I'm not going to call them out. I don't want to be sued. But in these two mega churches, on less than 3% of the parishioners were men. Less than 3. We talking about a mega church, 1,000 people or more. Hell, it may have been 5,000 people, but less than 3% were men in this church. Come on, man. We as men, we have stopped leading. We have stopped leading when it comes to our Christianity. We have stopped leading when it comes to our households. These badass kids running around on these beaches, I promise you, don't have that male influence. If you don't listen to nothing else I say, listen to this. If we're going to continue to go in the right direction, we need strong male leadership. It is what it is. So I appreciate you guys. I love you. And you guys stay blessed. And as always, in the name of the Father, Son, and Holy Spirit, I'll see you next time.